While the Covenant had us locked up in here, I overheard the guards talking about this ring world. They call it Halo.
How do we use it against the Covenant?
This ring isn't a cudgel, you barbarian. It's something else. Something much more important.
The opening level of Halo Combat Evolved is truly something to be studied. Not only did it introduce the world to one of the most influential video games in history, but it would also mark the beginning of a legendary game trilogy. It's always made me wonder what exactly made the Pillar of Autumn such an incredible introduction to a video game. How was Bungie so effective at establishing the characters, the narratives, and the themes of the story that would lay the foundation for the rest of the franchise? The game starts with an opening shot of a ring-shaped object in outer space, far into the distance, when a ship comes into view. As the camera starts to move to the inside of the ship, we get to see the name Pillar of Autumn, and we're introduced to the first two characters, Captain Keyes and Cortana. Now Cortana is the name of the sword Cortana, and while you probably wouldn't know that heading into this game, especially in 2001, it's a cool little detail since within the lore of Halo, you have dumb AIs and smart AIs. So being named after the ceremonial sword tells us that she's distinct from the other AIs. Now of course, the reveal of Cortana being an AI is still unknown to the player at this point. We continue to hear the conversation between the two about what's happening. We get a mention of the Covenant, a place called Reach, and that we've just torn a hole in subspace. Already, this game wastes no time in developing this new sci-fi world, but more importantly, in this first scene, the player is told what's currently happening. Our characters are desperate and seem to be running away from the Covenant. In the background, you can see red alarms going off and a mention of
multiple CCS class battle groups.
And you can see Captain Keyes close his eyes, almost like he's trying to accept their current predicament and is trying to figure out a solution. From what it sounds like, we're outnumbered and nothing is going to plan. The voice acting here is great. Captain Keyes sounds so disappointed and frustrated every time Cortana tells him the bad news around him. It sets the tone for what's about to come. A fight for survival. At the end, he gives the order to
bring the ship back up to Combat Alert Alpha. I want everyone at their stations.
Everyone, sir?
Everyone.
And it's revealed Cortana is an AI. Fucking clinker.
Let's give our old friends a warm welcome.
I've already begun.
You're wondering who's the Covenant, who is this old friend, and what was that thing outside the ship? What I love is that the story isn't throwing tons of information at you where you feel like you're missing out on something like you were already supposed to know. It's not trying to confuse you, it's trying to create mystery. It sets up the premise of the game, sets up the tone, and it makes you want to see more of the story. We switch perspectives to other parts of the ship where we get to see the military might that the Pillar of Autumn has at its disposal. You've got the soundtrack playing throughout this cutscene and you're seeing all of these tanks, ships, and military personnel moving around, and this whole sequence feels like something that the real-life military would use as a recruitment ad. We've gone from this quiet and serious moment of being backed into a corner to this adrenaline-filled call to action. We're being shown that despite the despair of the situation, we can still fight back and it brings you hope. However, something I thought that was kind of profound is that we see the intro cutscene take place in the control room of the ship, where the captain is. In this current moment, the only people who know about the distress the ship is in is the captain and his crew. These regular soldiers don't know just yet that there's
multiple CCS class battle groups. Make it 3 capital ships per group.
They just know that everybody is fighting and it's time to act. There's two different tones happening here. One is acceptance of what is likely death, while the other is perseverance in the face of death.
And we let those dumb bugs out to the middle of nowhere to keep them from getting their filthy claws on Earth. But we stumbled onto something they're so hot for that they're scrambling over each other to get it. Well, I don't care if it's God's own anti-son of a bitch machine or a giant hula hoop, we're not gonna let them have it. What we will let them have is a belly full of lead and a pool of their own blood to drown in. Am I right, Marines?
Sir, yes, sir!
Damn right I am. Now move it out! Double time!
We cut to this new part of the ship where we get to see who we'll play as, the Master Chief. This sequence has you do a type of tutorial that's been lost to time. Back in older games, they would have you do all of these small tasks like looking up and down, side to side, or just moving around. But what's cool here is that as you're doing the tutorial, you can hear Cortana through the ship's intercom say,
Fire teams, report to defensive positions Alpha through Sierra. Sensors show inbound Covenant boarding craft. Stand by to repel boarders.
Even when the game isn't having you do anything, it's still trying to push the story. Once you're finished, Captain Keyes is heard over the intercom where he requests that the Master Chief be sent to the bridge.
Captain, we'll have to skip the weapons diagnostics and
On the double, crewman.
Aye, sir.
But before anything else happens, one of the cryotechs that's been watching from the glass gets attacked, and we see for ourselves for a brief moment who the Covenant really are.
Sam! Sam! Come on, we've got to get the hell out of here.
You begin to follow the other cryotech who tries guiding you through the ship. The guy you were with just blows up, instantly dying. The soundtrack kicks back in and you find more crew members shooting at something. And when you look at what they're fighting, you fully see the first type of Covenant alien, the elites. Something I want to make note of is the color scheme. Basically everything is gray apart from the crew members and aliens. It makes the Covenant pop out from anything else and it catches your attention. You find more of the Covenant that are different from the earlier aliens you saw. And here you can see just how badly the fight is going. You can see a room with multiple Marines injured, all while you've yet to see a single Covenant killed. After following a Marine, you reach the bridge of the ship where you meet Captain Keyes.
Captain Keyes.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well. Cortana did her best, but we never really had a chance.
A dozen Covenant superior battleships against a single Halcyon-class cruiser. With those odds, I'm content with 3, make that 4 kills. Sleep well?
No thanks to your driving, yes.
So you did miss me.
The ship starts to shake violently due to an antimatter charge being set off by one of the Covenant boarding parties that takes out the main cannon. Keyes then initiates the Cole Protocol, which results in everybody abandoning the Pillar of Autumn. Bungie does a great job of conveying just how far the situation has deteriorated, but also shows how screwed humanity is. The line that Cortana says right after,
The object we found, I'm gonna try and land the Autumn on it.
With all due respect, sir, this war has enough dead heroes.
she's not only telling us that Captain Keyes is a hero of this war that's been going on, but he's too important to die at this point because there's no one else like him. And the sense of duty and integrity that Captain Keyes gives off in this scene, that it's not up to him to decide whether he leaves the ship or not. He needs Cortana off the ship, and that means he's going to be left behind to man the ship. He tells the Master Chief to protect Cortana, otherwise the Covenant will find out about Earth's existence. This game likes to add a ton of stakes. Before it was just your life on the line, but now if you, the player, fail, you're getting everybody on Earth killed. And of course later on the whole galaxy is resting on your shoulders. The cutscene ends with Keyes giving you Cortana and you put her into your helmet. At this point in the game, it's already solidified everything you could ask for an intro. It established the story, the main characters, and it's given you reasons to be invested. You don't play as some random marine, you play as a super soldier and it makes you feel special. You can now see outside of the glass for yourself and see the object that Captain Keyes was talking about, and again it creates mystery. You also have this underdog story continuing to be built and it makes you want to overcome all odds and win against the alien threat. However, with the way that things are going, it's not looking likely. The plan currently isn't to fight off the Covenant and retake the Pillar of Autumn. It's to simply buy yourselves enough time to abandon the Autumn. Captain Keyes also gives you a magnum, but he says he doesn't keep it loaded, so you'll have to find ammo on your way to an escape pod. Immediately after, you find the ammo on the ground and officially start your fight against the Covenant. As you're fighting the Covenant, you really start to notice just how horrifically outgunned humanity is. One thing is being outnumbered, but another thing is being completely outmatched in every way. Not only are the Covenant using better weapons, but when you're fighting the elites, you notice that they all have energy shields protecting them, all while you're the only one that is being protected by energy shields on the human side, which shows the giant power gap between these two forces. As you're killing your way to a life pod, You can hear Captain Keyes giving out orders which you can use to paint a picture in your head of the battle for control over the ship. Cortana earlier ordered fire teams to get into defensive positions and then repel the oncoming Covenant boarders, but now Captain Keyes is ordering those same combat teams to fall back to secondary defensive positions. Then he orders the crew and ops personnel to evacuate. Finally, he orders the combat teams to fall back to tertiary defensive positions. At some point, you're able to look out a window and see the life pods getting destroyed as they're being launched, which is just brutal as the only thing you're able to do is watch. After some time, you end up going through the same beginning area of the cryotech, where you can see 3 elites at your cryopod.
It looks like the Covenant wanted to catch you napping.
Towards the end of the mission, you can see parts of the ship are being blown up due to the damage the Pillar Bottom is sustaining. And after all of that, you finally reach your escape pod with some Marines as well.
Now would be a very good time to leave.
Punch it.
Aye, sir. We're disengaged, going for minimum safe distance.
We're gonna make it, aren't we, sir? I don't want to die out here.
Look!
What is that thing, Lieutenant?
Hell if I know, but we're landing on it.
You're on him! She's been hit!
I knew it. The Autumn's accelerating. Keyes is going in manual.
Heads up, everyone, this is it. We're entering the ring's atmosphere in 5.
Sure you wouldn't rather take a seat?
We'll be fine.
If I still had fingers, they'd be crossed.
The first mission doesn't just introduce you to the mechanics of the game, it makes you believe in this new world. You've become a part of this story, and the game makes a promise to you that what you're about to play is an experience you're never going to forget.